evening, Game 7 post game. We're gonna talk about the conference finals, and we're gonna salute the young bloods. We're gonna talk about the young players in the league that's really making this league, continuing the legacy of how great this league is. But let's get to it, man. I got Ham, I got Germ, I got Trav. And before we get to that, fellas, we want to get to the in-depth analysis. I got a little something I got to read. So, Wang Zhizhi, Sean Bradley, Damon Jones, Samaki Walker, Tony Dumas, Eric Montrose, Donald Hodge, and Scott Brooks will not be walking through that door. Hey, we are fair around these parts. We told y'all somebody once you get eliminated, we'll get you. You're walking through that door. So, fellas, let's talk about it. Let's get to me with this game. I think the Clippers just kind of wore them out over the course of the last two games. And specifically, I think they kind of wore Luka out. Luka, you look at Game 6, Game 7. Luka had two great first halves. Friday night, he had a great first half. He was cooking today. Second half, we can call it fatigue. We can call it an adjustment, whatever the case may be. As Ham and Travis like to speak about, the vegan points at the end. I ain't gonna call nobody's 46 low cal. But them last 12 to 14 was, you know what I'm saying? So, fellas, the Clippers survive. The home team finally wins a game in the series. Trav, I'm gonna start with you, man. Thoughts on it?
Me personally, it went according to plan. It went according to plan as far as when we came on last time and asked for the predictions. We knew that Luca was gonna come out smoking, but at the end, how much smoke he had left to finish it off. He didn't have that much to finish it off, and Kawhi kept moving. Shouts out to the mob squad of the Clippers, which consists of Reggie Jackson, Twin. One of Duke's finest showed up. Luke Kennard. Man showed up. They all showed up, and that's what you need to win ball games. Your superstars gonna be superstars, but when your others come up, they better show up, and that's what happened. It went according to plan, and hey, Clippers move on to the next round.
Ham, just kind of your thoughts as the Clippers that now move on to round two to face a Utah team, which I think that's going to be a very entertaining series. But let me get your thoughts.
They did what they were supposed to do. Whether you get it in 5, 4, 5, 6, or 7, they got it done. Monkey's not off their back, of course. They still pretty much got the benchmark of, for me, the satisfying of getting to the conference finals, at least. Reasonable chance to do that after this series, even though I think they're in for the proverbial war with the Jazz. If you thought you had trouble guarding these Dallas dudes, these Utah dudes really can give you hell.
Yeah.
Instead of going into that next round. But my question is, will we hold them to that same standard by them being the 4 seed and they're going against the 1? Are they the favorites in our mind versus what we gonna have on paper?
I'm gonna get that one to Germ. I'm gonna get that one to Germ to start. I definitely will answer that, but I'm gonna get Germ the answer to Ham's question, and then kind of what your thoughts on today.
Well, are the Clippers the favorites? I mean, in the Western Conference, you can argue and say that they would be. They still got the. I mean, they arguably have the best player in the Western Conference, with Kawhi Leonard. To be honest with you, this is their part of my finals prediction. I'm not gonna go away from them. That Utah matchup, just in general, just to say that, I think that is a very tough matchup for them because the first thing is Utah is a team that they have that. First of all, Utah is a top 3 team offensively. So top 3 team offensively, when I'm saying that, meaning Utah can have 100 points at the end of 3 quarters. That's a problem because the 2 teams that are in front of them are in another series over in the Eastern Conference, and that's Milwaukee and Brooklyn. And it's literally Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and then Utah. The Hawks are like 15th. Philly is in the top 10 somewhere around there as well. So I look at this and I say this matchup is going to be very interesting, very, very intriguing. Mike Conley, Reggie Jackson, that matchup is going to be interesting, or will we see more Rajon Rondo? That's going to be the interesting thing as we go along in the series. The Clippers, in order to beat the Clippers, you're going to have to beat them 6 or 7 games. That's what this series told me. It taught me that they can go anywhere and they can win. They can win at Staples, of course, but most importantly, they are a team that they will fight you on the road, and that is the most important part. But with that being said, I'm going to swing it back to you, Big Shot. Then we're going to continue to initiate. That is the most important part.
I'm going to answer Ham question like this. Hell no, they not the favorite. No, they are not. Don't just be clear. Yes, it says LA Clippers, Los Angeles, Hollywood. They are not better than Utah. And I'm not giving credit necessarily, but it would be an upset for them to beat Utah. Utah is, to me, has been the most balanced team in the West from the beginning. They're a top 5 offensive rating. They're a top 5 defensive rating. They shoot the ball. They're the best shooting team in the league. And unlike Dallas, where you could say, hey, we'll take away, where we can either go Luka or bust strategy, or we'll let Luka beat us by himself. Utah got a bunch of guys that beat you. You talk about Conley, Mitchell, Bogdan, Clarkson, Dirty Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal. They got 6 dudes who will shoot your eyes out. And then you got the big fella Rudy. I think I had Utah in the playoff preview show. I am picking Utah to beat the Clippers in 5, maybe 6. Because there's always the one Kawhi game where Kawhi go nuts and can win a game by himself. I think this is as terrible a matchup as Dallas was. This is worse to me when it comes with Utah. This is worse. So we're gonna find out, but we gotta talk a little bit about. We're gonna talk a little bit now about Dallas, right? So now you're Dallas. Off season is now here. We talked about who's now walking through that door. What's the next thing for Dallas now? Because you fought the good fight 2 years in a row, but you come up short 2 years in a row. And in this case, and we gotta give you a black mark. We're not doing slander no more, but we gotta give you a black mark. You're 2-0 up after you won the first 2 in LA. If you win any home game, any of the home games, you playing. So what's next for Dallas, y'all? What is the next step for them? Because as we talk about, like Alex Caruso, not cute anymore now. 2 times, 2 years in a row with against the same squad.
Well, you want me to start? I'll start.
Go ahead. Whoever wants to jump in.
I'll start. Let's go from the GM perspective with the whole situation. That's what I like to look at. So as I'm looking at the roster here, of course, we still got Luka. Porzingis next year is scheduled to make $31 million. I want to see what they're going to continue, if they're going to continue to build around this project of him and Luka, or are they going to move on? My question is, what team comes and says, hey, I want to take on Porzingis' contract?
Right.
I don't know. After the showing that we've seen, I mean, I don't want to no slander, but this is a question that I would have for you guys. Does Porzingis feel like a player that you feel is a winning player. It starts to become, hey, we know you play meaningless basketball in other places. Here, we are coming here, bringing you here, expecting you to be able to help our star player, which is Luka. He hasn't done that. Dorian Finney-Smith, I have no problem with him. I think Dwight Powell needs more minutes. I think the way he plays, his versatility to be able to guard multiple positions and things like that, I think that's something that they can build on. I think they have serviceable players. I think they just need another wing player or they need a guard. Is the Luka formula, or is the formula for Luka being the number one ball handler, is that what you want to go down with? Or do you want to find yourself a guard that takes away some of that ball handler responsibility, or another wing player? That would be my questions to Dallas, and I'm swinging around.
Trav, what you think?
GM wise, you keep it together. Cuban gonna do what he do, so leave that alone. Player wise, only thing you can do at this point is add a hoop on your team, and you need some productive points. You need some productivity coming off that bench. That's where they getting killed at. They need production off that bench. Yeah, Powell, he can jump, he can do a lot of things, but he just ain't as productive. I need somebody that can put points on the board that's being felt. Notice all your Dallas teams from the past, they had a good base starting five, but they always had one or two people that can come out the bench and can produce for you, like Kenny, like not Kenny Smith, Jason Terry.
Right.
You got folks like that. I remember when them folks had Francois Benoit, whatever the little dude name. He was starting, but you had the boy from Wisconsin, the guard from Wisconsin, like they number 4 pick, coming out the bench. They always had good production coming out the bench when they were successful. They just got to tighten up on their bench. Can the other guys step up for them? Sure they can, but they need a quick impact person to come off the bench, hot, fire, and ready to go.
And MJ called this about 2 years ago, early on Luka days. He said this is very much like James Harden in Houston. Very similar. You have the one superstar who does the variety of your scoring, the majority of your ball handling, the majority of the playmaking, and now he's fitting guys around that. And as Jeremy's hit on Porzingis, that has not gone the way, it's supposed to. So they got some things. Now I'm gonna swing this up to Ham, and let's get into the conference semifinals. So our conference semifinals are not set. Atlanta and Philadelphia. Atlanta took a 1-0 lead today. Brooklyn and Milwaukee. Brooklyn took a 1-0 lead last night. And we now have, of course, Utah and the Clippers. And we've got Denver, Phoenix. So, Ham, of those 4 series, I know obviously 2 of them got a little bit of a head start already, but we can still talk about it in these terms. Which one's the most intriguing to you? Because I kind of have, I know which one is for me, but I want to hit you up.
I'm rolling with Atlanta and Philly because you have a breakout situation in terms of the team taking a step that nobody was really expecting them to take. With Atlanta, they're 3 wins away from a conference final. Just think about that. Who really thought we were gonna get? We were like, okay, we go back to our preseason preview. We expected them to get to the playoffs. We didn't necessarily have a first round matchup dictated for them, so we didn't know what was going to happen. They looked quite impressive in the first round. Took down a good, tough young Knicks team in 5. Handled their business thoroughly. And the dynamic that Trey brings into the must-see TV element of things. And Trey got some hoopers with him, so that's what makes it fun. They're young, athletic dudes. They're not scared. John Collins is not a scared dude. Clint Capella's not a scared dude. But they dealing with a different animal. And if you got Joel, who may be day to day, he look great, feel great one day, may not feel so great the next. Talking to torn meniscus changes the dynamic a little bit. Now, I didn't expect Atlanta to come out today and do the backhand gangster slapping that they was with early, even though Philly came with the walk down later, toward the end, toward coming down the stretch. But you mentioned it in the inbox, though, Big Shot, that basketball maturity showed, or lack thereof, toward the end of
Yeah,
game one there.
yeah, a little bit,
It,
a little
it,
immature
it,
today.
right. And it'll be interesting to see going forward, just how they handle that. But they got a realistic chance to win going in. So, and behind Trey Young, a young superstar like this, yeah, that's good stuff. I'm intrigued with the all four matchups though. So, but I like this one.
I'm the matchup I'm the most intrigued by is the one that's probably gonna get the least ratings, and that's Denver Phoenix. I think Denver Phoenix has some components to it where you got. We're gonna talk about Devin Booker here a little bit more extended here shortly, but this young Phoenix team that was big, getting through the Lakers. Just whatever we could talk about AD's injury, da 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 da. For Phoenix, that's a big step. Now you're going to face Denver, who just has this collection of hoopers, right? Like Denver just don't have these positions. It's just a collection of just basketball players, led by the Dancing Bear, who I was impressed with. German, I'm gonna swing this over to you. What I was impressed with Jokic, when Portland said, "Jokic, you're gonna have to score your way out of it," he did. Jokic looked very comfortable saying, "I'll take these 25 shots. Cool with me." So now the Jokic Aiden matchup becomes very interesting because young DeAndre gonna have his work cut out for him. But that's of the four series. I think Ham, you're right. All four of them got sizzle to it. I like Denver Phoenix. I think Denver Phoenix is gonna be a lot of fun.
I mean, I kind of like all four matchups. It's hard for me really to pick one that I like the most. I kind of feel like this round gonna be a little easier for certain teams than others.
Okay, who's gonna be?
I feel like Phoenix can beat Denver. I feel like the Ayton and Jokic matchup should be very, very fun to watch. I feel like a hard 5 for Phoenix in that matchup. I think the guard play is going to be the difference. Guard play. I like where Devin Booker is right now. Who do they have that's going to combat that with what we just seen from Damian Lillard?
Yeah,
we see that Devin Booker. That's a hard 5. I'm not even concerned. I mean, and that's just what I'm saying because Denver does a lot of things very, very intriguing with, especially with their guards. So I just want to see how they decide that they want to defend Devin Booker. But besides that, I mean, this Brooklyn series, I told y'all I was never worried about Milwaukee. They need more people. That's the theme for these folks until they show me otherwise. That's not saying they don't got good hoopers. It's just saying now I just don't trust the team to get over the hump. Giannis with the free throw line, they shot 10 more free throws than Brooklyn the other day. They were plus 10 at the free throw line. And they still ended up getting donkey slapped the way that they did with a barrage of different ways. I mean, Brooklyn did a hell of a job defending the 3-point line. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to the Clippers and Utah. I think that's going to be the most entertaining one. I think that should be another 7-game grind out because Ty Lue is going to have to make some adjustments. He's going to have to figure out how he wants to guard Donovan Mitchell. Do you take Claw and do you have him be helped and have him come from the weak side, which in this Dallas series, Claw from the weak side was an equalizer on a lot of those drives sometimes. So I just look for those type of things. Atlanta and Philly, I think that's a 6-game series. Philly sometimes struggle to score. I'm very interested to see if this Atlanta team is going to be on that watch your head business like this, with them knocking down 20 trays a game, that's going to be interesting. I'm giving 6 games. Whoever you take, you take. I don't know yet. I gotta collect more data yet before I pick on this one.
Right.
But I love what I see in game 1. I want to see what Nate does to adjust. Because if they adjust, Philly could donkey slap them in 5. Because they figure some things out about that ball handle. Trav, swing it to you.
The one that I'm gonna put my eyes on the most, I'm going to Vernon Maxwell's favorite place, man. It's Utah. It's Utah. I think the Clippers got the bodies and the firepower to compete with them. Can they win? Yes. I think they can win it. I think they can win it. Do they got the bodies to guard Donovan Mitchell? Yes. I think they do. I think we see a Boogie appearance also.
Damn, I forgot he was there.
I think we see a Boogie appearance. That bench is going to play a very interesting part of the Clippers. It's that. It's gonna play a very interesting part.
Yeah, I think you can get some more Boogie and Rondo. I think Utah plays a style that might fit those guys more.
Right.
Because Utah is not gonna play as fast and spread you. I mean, well, they're gonna spread you out. They shoot it. They're not gonna play as fast as Dallas. I think Boogie, Rondo, if Ibaka's back is better, I think you'll get those guys.
Yes.
You'll see more of them in this series.
Yes. You will see old boy get his starter back. The number 40, 44, whatever his name is. I don't want to butcher his name. But
for who?
For the Clippers. He would start.
Zubac,
yeah. Zubac will start. Zubac will start. You're gonna need your bigs. You're gonna need your bigs this game because Rudy gonna take up that spot. You need somebody to occupy. Ibaka can do it, Boogie can do it, them guys can do it. If they get that same production as they did today, they can stretch this to 6 or 7, maybe pull it off. I'm not gonna pick nobody in that series yet, but that's gonna be a very interesting series.
Absolutely. So now we're gonna talk about the young guns. And I think what this playoffs has shown is, man, the league is in great hands. And I want to start with Milwaukee Ray Allen reincarnated. Devin Booker. Listen, I was a person the talent is there, but I was like, man, his first time through, young fella, what's the off the bounce game look like? And he put a big green check mark in both of those boxes because he had a couple slow parts in the middle of that series, but games 1, 2, 4, and 5, and then closeout game, as Ham talked about, and I'm gonna send this right to Ham. Ham said it's one of the great playoff performances he's seen, and it should go down in the annals. So Ham, I'm gonna actually kick off the young player discussion right there with you. Let's start with Devin. So what's it, Devin? Say I'm talking Devin the dude, and I ain't talking the rapper.
This dude went and put 47 and 11 up in a closeout game against the Lakers in LA. Who does that? First time around. Who does that? But we knew the goods were there when he came in, just really when he came into the league. First couple years in, when he goes to Boston, dropped 70, took the L, but the cat puts up 70. Then you get him in this prime spot, and that night in Game 6, man, dude came out. He had full-blown 100% animosity. Not necessarily with the Lakers in general, but it's like, I'm going to close y'all ass out tonight.
Right.
Put this away. This going back to what was that game 3 when he got kicked out or whatever it was, at 3 or 4 when they had a little deal with Dennis. But it was one where it was like, yo, his feet was probably 2 or 3 feet off the ground on every jumper. You know what I'm saying? The energy was just live with dude that night. It's like I really ain't got a whole lot to describe it, but he capped it off, you know what I'm saying, just with that performance in general. Then as we still are on the young guys, I gotta go back to Trey. Trey put up 3 point. Trey put up 3 games of 30 or more in the Garden. So
Yeah.
we doing this in these historical against these historical franchises, and in the case of the Garden, a historical venue. I think they said that the 330s that Trey got in the Garden, no other player had that before. Their first 3 playoff games in Madison Square Garden, all 330s. This is and he's perfect in terms of the entertainment villain because Trey talking cash money.
Oh yeah.
he
Oh yeah.
let you know it's chilly out here. You know what I'm saying? So,
What?
but it's fun to watch, man. And so then of course I got to mention my guy John. Where I'm sitting here in the performance he put down in the first round, he brought it. You know, so it's like, yo, you said Big Shot, the league is in great hands. And I'm looking at it just going down the pike, and it's like, yo, what is to come
Yeah.
in these upcoming years?
I'm gonna go back to go to Trav and Jerm because we gonna get into Luka, Jokic, and some of the other ones. What I loved about Devin and Trey's performance specifically is that, yeah, the ice tray move, but there's a fearlessness and a toughness that they play. Like those two cats are not afraid. Yes, they will miss shots. They'll turn it over. But they're not making mistakes or missing shots out of fear. And they're tough. And you said, Ham, Devin Booker threw Dennis Schroeder into the second row in game 3. Trey was going at the Knicks. They was back and forth with the Knicks crowd all the entire series. I love it. So those two and Ja, super tough. Now I'm gonna move it down to Trav and Jerm. We come up to some of the bigger young guys. And now we talking about Jokic and we talking about Luka.
We forgetting one guy.
Who we forgetting?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
We forgetting Mr. Mitchell.
Twin 4-5, Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell.
He's
I don't
young
think we're
player.
forgetting about him because for me, I wasn't forgetting about him because we saw him dropping 50 in the bubble.
Well,
but
no,
he's still qualified.
We can throw
He's
him in.
qualified.
Well, in fairness, though, I didn't want to go in the conversation and not mention Donovan, just so people can understand. Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys as well. Those young guys that we have to consider.
I got you. I was totally. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead.
And
I just want to throw my guy
with
in
that.
there.
And with that, Jokic. I've been hollering about Jokic's name for the past 2 or 3 years. Am I right, fellas?
You have.
Did I not sit up here and say that Jokic is going to be hunting for this MVP this year? Jokic is that dude. You double him, you get fined. Bottom line. That should be a law in the NBA. If you double Nikola Jokic, you're going to get fined. Because it's going to make you pay. He's going to make you pay at all times. And just look at Luka had 29 points in the first half. He ended up with what, 40-something?
46, something like that.
46, 14, and 7.
Me personally, I'm just going to say 35 because I'm not counting that low-calorie stuff. I'm not going to do that. But with all that being said, dude is a monster, man. If you littler than him, don't worry about it. Just put the 2 on the board because he's gonna baby feed you the whole way.
You said it right, babysit.
He's too big. He's too strong. It ain't that he's fast. He just know how to beat you.
Yeah.
He's not fast. He just know how to get inside of you, put that shoulder right there and get you across. So we put you on that hip. He just know how to move. And again, Donovan, we seen We seen him put up last year, and he's continuing to do that this year. Um, but when it's all said and done, man, this league is in good hands. It's in good hands. But I know we have talked about the young guys, but right now, you got Kyrie, you got KD, you got Kawhi Leonard. Let's see what's up, man.
I'm gonna go to Jeremy. What I liked about Don, this is what I really liked about Donovan Mitchell first round. So Memphis jumps out 1-0, win the first game. And the young fellas are Grizzlies, rightfully so, are feeling good about themselves. You know, you got Dylan Brooks talking crazy. Ja, not now is he talking crazy, but Ja's a confident dude as well. And the Grizzlies, young dudes like, you know what? We're going to beat these dudes. Donovan taped that ankle up in game 2 and said, you know what? That's enough of this. And he came out in game 2 and he went right at Dylan Brooks. Not just scoring the ball, but I'm going to get into him. I'm going to talk crazy. I'm going to bump him. Let him know that, no, y'all not just going to come in here and do what you want to do. So the points was great, but Donovan, that was, you know, we throw leader, who's a leader, and leadership gets thrown around a lot. That was a captain's move. What Donovan did in the second game last year. And let me establish how this is going to go. So I love it. So, Jerm, I'm going to go over to you. You talked about Donovan. You talked about some of the good young, not even say good, the great young players that's floating around the league right now.
So first thing is, Trav, we're going to have to put some respect on Jokic's name. That's the Joker, cuz. You're going to say it right, cuz. Me and Ham did, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, Ham and me and MJ was putting together a list when we did the offensive and defensive players. When Ham put that list together, Joker was a part of that list. And at that time, Joker was making, 6 out of every 8 shots that he was putting up? It was something stupid. And I was like,
didn't even know who he was yet, True. That's
what I'm saying. So at that time, I was like, Ham, I'm watching him. Ham will tell you, I said, hey, I'm watching this dude because he really got the game. That was about 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago, we was talking about this dude. So then we go on to Donovan Mitchell. Ironically, who did Donovan Mitchell play for? Rick Pitino. Okay. That was probably the last good player that Rick Pitino had that came from the Rick Pitino coaching tree.
Yeah.
And that ain't a shot to Terry Rozier because Scary Terry is a good looking young player as well.
Or Montrezl Harrell.
But Donovan was that dude at Louisville too.
Yeah.
So then we get the transition over to Luka and the conversations that were had with G2 about the things with Luka. These dudes have been on the horizon for years. It's just that the modern basketball world don't get caught up to them. And then the thing about Luka, I think Luka has the ability to be the best of all of these dudes. Why do I say that? I think Luka has all of the abilities of all of your big time forwards. I think he has the game. He got that it's a little bit of a James Harden-ish feel to it. The old man game. Don't speed me up. You ain't gonna speed me up. But the playmaking ability is very, very traditional. I can do it in pick and roll. I can do it from however it is I need to do. Normally making the right reads. Where Luka is going to develop in the next 4 years for him is feel. You have to feel out the situations a little bit better for how to get your teammates more involved, how to get your teammates going. There was a stretch in that third quarter where the game started to get away where I felt like Luka was pressing a little too much because he felt like he had to. But his guys were there, and they started to get a little bit of momentum. There's a couple shots he took that were unwarranted. Those are the things I think Luka's going to get better at over the next 4 years. And that's why I think Luka has that ceiling that I project. I said it to Ham and MJ too. I said, I think Luka is the next that next guy. He just looks all apart to me. I'm excited for the league. Trae Young, just to give him some credit too, real quick, and not to diminish anything with Devin Booker. I ain't got nothing else to say about dude. I knew dude was cold when he was at Kentucky. It really wasn't nothing really to say then. But the thing that I like most about Trae is Trae just come out and hoop, and he has the complete game. I seen about 4 instances in that game where he just hit a floater because he knew Embiid was coming. Just hit that nice little floaty just to make Embiid have to stay stationary. And then when the flow, and then another thing, James Harden is another dude that does this, but something else that Trae did that was very, very nice. His floater and the lob, they look the same.
Yep.
They look the same.
Yeah.
So when Capella coming down, it's on your head already. It's over with. What you gonna do?
That last one that he threw to John Collins, where he just kind of carried through from. And he was about like 30 feet out, and he just floated that. I'm like, damn, Trae, you shooting a floater 3? Oh,
he caught that. John Collins. It wasn't the throw was amazing, but the catch over Embiid.
Yeah,
that's what kind of like, whoa, like this how y'all doing it? Y'all trying to start back up the highlight factory again? What are y'all doing, man? What are y'all doing? But
and then
yes,
go ahead, Trey.
I was just saying, yes. Trae Young is just he. Notice that the common denominator between Trae and Beard is Capella. Capella know that. Roll to the basket and just jump. Just in case I may throw it to you, you already up in there.
Right.
You don't mess with the ball with the floater. You mess with it when it's alive. And just man, D-Book, man, that's Big Blue Nation, man. That's just Big Blue Nation.
Mm-hmm.
We know the business, man. When that man was at the closeout game, man, that man was ready to show his idol what's good, man. Both number 8 and 24. It was just in them that night, man. That again, like y'all said before, that's one of the top. Me personally, that's one of the top 10 games in playoff history that I have seen.
Yeah.
Like close out. Yeah. That's how you close out a game.
Yes, sir.
It's closeout. It's a road game. CP3 is banged up, so it's gonna have to be me. And he took the responsibility for that game early, didn't let it go. We talk about other young players. We talked about Jason Tatum last week.
Yeah.
A tremendous talent. You got guys like we'll be nice to we'll be kind of travel on this one. You got Bam Adebayo. Tough series this go round, but has now made All-Star game. You got young fella in Sacramento. I think now it's just gonna be can Sacramento put pieces around De'Aaron Fox?
I think when you talk of Fox, it's him, John, Trae on that tier together, and they're gonna probably be on that tier together through the duration of their career.
Time.
Right.
The Ja, Trae, De'Aaron Fox. You got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, another young guy.
Right. Put him there.
Year, but had a big step last year coming into this year. Shea was about a 22 point a game score.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So young guys are now coming into this league, man, ready to play.
I'm gonna give you 2 more. I'm gonna give you 2 more. I'm gonna give you 2 more. Brandon Ingram, your current most improved player of the year, and your about to be, if not is, you got to go Julius, man.
Julius. We could talk about Zion.
Zion, too. It's in good hands, man.
You got Zion down the pipe. You got Ingram. You got Julius. Like there's at least 10 to 15 guys who are 25 and under who are ready.
They ready, man.
who
They
are who are
ready.
who are ready to whenever LeBron's and whenever that group, whenever we get them early to mid 2000 draft pick guys out of here, there's another group coming that LaMelo, another one. LaMelo is right there.
Ant-Man right there with him too.
Anthony Edwards, right there.
It's
Um,
it's a stable out there. This league is gonna be in good hands. It's just one person. If he goes to another team, he's probably gonna be older than 25 or 26 about that time if it happens. But he's gonna be a problem if he goes to the proper team. And that's Big Cat, man. That's
Cat,
Big Cat.
I think Cat is what 24, 25,
Something like that.
25. Yeah, I think he's
25.
right at 25.
Yeah, Cat about to enter his prime. He's somebody, unfortunately, due to the being with a bad organization and a bad team,
Mm-hmm.
has kind of gotten lost, I believe, in that young player conversation. But Cat is I think the Jimmy Butler situation put some black marks unfairly on Cat.
Right.
But Cat is a cat. Cat ain't no joke. Cat is it. So the league is right there, fellas. So before we close out, because we might go watch the circus tonight, aka Mayweather versus Paul. We might take a look at the circus tonight. Do we have any closing thoughts, man, on the playoffs?
I mean, come right here, man. I got one.
Go ahead.
Can we please stop the damn notion or understanding that just because you get an assist, that means you initiated the offense all of the time? Kawhi was in the paint, passing the ball to the man that was open. They were passing a good shot and getting a great shot. The hockey assist still counts as an assist. It doesn't always go to the player who initiated the offense. This ain't the 90s. This ain't John Stockton and Karl Malone, Chief. We got shooters out here. The court is spread. Ball movement, man movement. That's why you got to watch your head. I keep saying it. Watch your head. Because these threes is coming, or you going to have somebody with a lob, or you going to have somebody who going to give you that up, and then it's going to come 2 steps, 1 dribble, and boom.
Yeah.
And that's what Anthony Edwards did from the corner. They got one of the dunks of the year. Please stay off my freaking grass. Stanley.
Shout out Stanley, though. Shout out my man Stanley, though. Ham, some closing thoughts as we ride out.
Hey, man, Luke Kennard said, keep your motherfucking ass out of his pockets. He seen the tweets in the post in 94 feet of like, oh, he got paid this much. How could he ain't playing? And he showed up big today. The hell out of that man's pocket. Also, shout out to my homegirl, Latasha Harris. She's a principal here at Riverview Middle. And she made a post. She was just letting us know that all 4 black coaches advanced to the second round. That was in the playoffs.
Hey, the Lester Stewart Invitational. Coach
Hey,
Lester,
there we go.
Coach Lester Invitational in the second round, man. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Let's go, man.
Well, Ty just made it official because Ty kept us on the edge for a couple of days.
Yeah,
so.
Ty was mess it up. Trav, some closing thoughts before we roll out.
Enjoy this playoff, man. That's all it is. Enjoy it, man. Quit trying to worry about who lost the game and worry about how the game was won.
Yeah, man, stop.
Everybody want to talk about who lost the game and how. Don't watch the game. Watch the film.
It's okay to criticize. Like I'm all for criticism, but don't get stuck on the. We at 94, man. We trying to take a positive turn out.
Right.
We trying to really keep it positive more often than not, man. So, as Trav said, man, focus on the wins.
How come so and so don't get the slander they're doing? So shut up.
Yeah. Go watch. If you want it, go watch First Take. Go watch Undisputed. Go watch it.
Let's make it real easy. When y'all say goofy stuff, I just want y'all to understand one thing.
We answer.
I'm gonna answer your goofy question, but with the solution to the problem. When I came and I posted the box score from all 6 games for both teams for the Clippers, there was nothing you could say when you seen that the team with the better support. There was nothing else that could be said. Y'all keep saying it's Kawhi. Kawhi can only do what? He can only do what's in front of him. Y'all want him to throw up these heroic shots and all this other goofy stuff, and it don't even take all of that. It don't take all of that. The man is making the correct reads. The correct reads is what this is important about. Ain't this what you say that y'all king be doing? You know, I just got to brandish one off because I got a clip for everything. Y'all got to stop this, man. Y'all got to stop this nonsense. Like, let these players be great, man. Kawhi is a top 5 player, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
he is a part of a champion of all of the champions that we've seen, right? LeBron, Kawhi, and KD have been a part of all of the champions for the most part in the last 12 years. Excuse me.
One more
11 years.
Salute to Paul George as well, keeping his head in the game and competing.
Yeah.
And
get off his head too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, when it's warranted, okay. But
there's a difference between a criticism and then going over the top.
Right.
We've never said you could not critique a play. And that's never been said, ever. But y'all, in your attempts to be the first, attempts to be the funniest, attempts to be the meanest.
And it don't be mean, funny, or it don't be fun, funny. Right. It don't even be accurate. That's the first part. That's the part that be funny to me. It don't even be accurate. It just be a spare of the moment type of thing. Y'all be like girlfriends when they get mad at you on Valentine's Day. Like, girl, I just took you. I paid the light bill. I did this, and I took you to dinner. Why you mad now? Because you ain't hold the door open. All right, babe.
And see, that be the part of it, man. It's like, yo, we've been critical of Russell Westbrook's game. None of us, outside of this, unless I'm just messing with you, none of us have said that Russ was trash at any point. He garbage, he trash. No. We'll critique his game, and that will be the extent of it. We'll leave it at that. You know, he played well, we give him his props.
And there you have it. So remember, subscribe to the scene, all capital letters, SCEN. 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. 94FT of Life is the Instagram. 94 Feet of Life 1 is the Twitter. And of course, it's all under the same family. It's Germ, it's Ham, it's Trav, Coach Les in the cut, MJ in the cut. Basketball for the people, by the people. We out.